Yep. Well, welcome. Let's pretend that the last 2-minute broadcast didn't happen. There were some problems with the lobby. But either way, we're back. We're better than ever. About 18 minutes overdue. But the boys are out on the track at the moment. Cheesehead is the first out. By the way, this is round 9 of Season 9 of Contest of Speed Action. As you already know, it is an AM Tuesday from variable conditions at the Hungary, just northeast of the city center of the lovely, historic downtown Budapest. I believe Andy's grabbing another beer at the moment, so we got 2 drunk guys up in the booth this evening. As always, I'm Kid Petter. He'll be Andy whenever he gets back, but until then, I'm gonna ride around here. I believe it's supposed to dry off about halfway through this qualifying session, so I'm not sure if it's really necessary for guys to go out there on inners, but it could be good practice because during the start of tonight's race, it will be overcast, but that will transition at some point late in the race to wet weather. So could be a real barn burner here tonight. Shout out to Dennis in the comments. He says go Tin Man and Maltube. Oh, is that Andy Wu back? Welcome.
It is. Howdy. Lovely AM Tuesday we got here at the Hungary. The wet one, and I personally like wet things and make everything better, including racing around this dreadful racetrack. I don't know. Is it a good track? Is it not? I can't make my mind up. But yeah, variable conditions make everything better. See, the rain at the end of the race that we're expecting. Not sure how heavy it's going to be or when it's going to come. All we know is that it is coming, just like hitting at it.
That is the truth, isn't it? It's probably me, Big Time Smasher. He's rooting for Inside. He's wondering who's breathing. I'm breathing because every time Andy talks, I actually chug Busch Light. So that's a fun fact about the broadcast. A little inside baseball for you, as the times are starting to roll in. Ecos Saint, you might be wondering who is Ecos Saint and who came up with that pathetic name. It's actually the championship leader. It's Racing Fan. He has been accepted into the Ecos clan. Esports team. Yeah, I guess it's an esports team, technically speaking. But yeah, he is now Ecos Saint. So whenever you see him, just think it's Racing Fan for all of our long time viewers out there. I'm assuming these guys are just trying to get some wet weather practice in. If I had to guess.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't be doing too much wet weather practice before this race started, so this qualifying's a good time to see if your setup's good for the wet conditions. You can make a few tweaks after Parc Ferme, mainly front wing and differential, both of which can definitely help in the wet weather. But Race Fan's out. He's not going for pole. He lost it out of turn 3. I was on board with him there, or out of turn 2, and just smashed the wall. Yeah, and that's the risk you take when you're out there in the wet.
There he is. Yep, stricken on the side of the road.
And now he's not even going to get a shot to go for pole here.
Vamu has strapped on mediums, by the way.
He's in the pits. Yeah, so he's not going out while it's still raining. He will wait till the end of the session. He's going to try to qualify that Ferrari in the top 10 on a pair of mediums, which is the rain at the beginning of this session is really going to open up these guys in terms of strategy options in qualifying on what tire you want to start this race on, because you're really only going to get one go at it.
Isn't that the truth? Let's ride along. We have a lot of reserves today, unfortunately. Full grid last week. A lot of folks decided to skip this one. I think they saw the rain and decided not to care. Ecos Blade says it's not drying up in quali.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, that's another curveball. We would reset this again, unfortunately. I don't think we can. Jay Steinberg says, as a member of the Racing Fan Driver Academy, I do not refer to him as Ecos_Saint. It's probably smart.
Yeah.
Racing
Very
Fan,
lame name.
Yep. Ecos Saint does have quite the following. And I believe Jay Steinberg actually got his first AM3 points last night in the a hectic GP.
That's an
For those fellas. Yeah, lots of trouble. Speaking of that race, Witchay was in line for a podium, I believe, until he threw it away on the last safety car restart. Unfortunate for him. Still searching. Or no, he has one, I think. He has one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's not just him.
I don't know. Was I commentating that race? I feel like I was commentating that race and got to talk to
He might have been.
lovely Ghanaian native. I don't think he's a native.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we should ask him for his life story sometime. Maybe if he gets on the podium here tonight, we can ask him for his life story and he can entertain us all. But yeah, Motors also filling in. He had a great race last night going. Tin Man, he had a very eventful race. He's Witchay's typical teammate at Red Bull. But they're just here tonight to make up some numbers. Who else is filling in? You got a couple more, don't we?
Maltube in the Mercedes.
Oh yeah, Maltube. Maltube's filling in tonight. Good on Maltube. We'll see how he goes.
And we got our AM2 Super Sub Exotic in the Aston Martin, partnering with Jaden.
Yeah, I still really cannot tell you the difference. Every time I see Insight, I think iExotic. Every time I say iExotic, I think Insight, because they both kind of joined at the same time. One's full-time, one's not. Insight's the one that's full-time, and he actually had some pretty decent points last week, I believe. He finished, let's check here. Finished fifth. Yeah, finished P5 last week, so career best for him. Moving up the points, that put him in the top 15, so good for Insight. And yeah, I mean, that about does it. I guess we can go over the Drivers' Championship while it's still a little wet. Racing Fan is leading 117.5 to Shelley's 81. After that, Vamu comes in at 66.5. Then it really starts to get condensed. Cheesehead is a surprising P4. He kind of operates under the darkness of night, but he does get points finishes pretty much every week. Only one podium, but fourth in the points. Electric Blade, Ecos Blade, excuse me. He's right behind him, 44. Wing It on 43 and P6. He did not make it this week. So it does present opportunity to Cam Tizzle, Rogue, E. Warren, who will be here, and within a striking distance, all within 4 points. Or actually, 9 points. I can't do math. So ZX didn't make it. Deathstorm's in 11th. Forward, who won last week's race, he is missing this week. We do expect him back next week. Alfa Romeo just getting all their points from reserve drivers. Yeah, after that, Abood, 13th. Chase, he's not making it tonight. He's in 14th. Then Insight, Harris, and I guess Lopez counts as full-time now. So that is...
He's
that
actually
round,
top of the timing sheets right now in qualifying.
Yep, that is your entirety of the point standings for the full-time drivers, at least. Oh, who is that? That was
Motor. How is he not out?
Looks like he just took that all on the nose, just like he used to in high school when he got bullied. I think Captain Rogue and Exotic are waiting for this rain to stop, but we're getting conflicting reports on what the rain is doing right now. How much time is left? There's 6 minutes left in qualifying.
It's still raining.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been another oversight by Andy Wu over here.
I put it right. What the game does with it is not my choice. I think it'll stop raining. But if the track will dry out, is a completely different, topic.
Yeah, it is. It is a
variable. The rain
variable.
is definitely slowed down compared to when the session started. It looks like, but yeah, I don't. Doesn't look like it's drying out anytime soon.
Yeah, 5 minutes left here, and Lopez is currently the only one that's bested Saint. Might be a bit of an awkward situation if you're one of those guys that are sitting in the garage with the good old-fashioned slicks on. So Vamo, Nubel, Captain Rogue, Exotic. If this doesn't dry out, you're going to be stuck where you are. As Vamos actually throwing on soft. So Bood goes fastest with a 126.419, and it looks like it's completely stopped raining. So we'll see if
it definitely hasn't.
Are you sure?
But it's slowing down. Yes.
I don't see any rain from Abood's on board.
I'm on board with Tin Man. It might be stopping.
Yeah,
I think it just stopped.
Yeah, maybe maybe it was moving from turn one out.
Does it do that?
I don't know. That would be kind of cool if it does, but that would be the only explanation. It wasn't raining for Abood.
Yeah,
in
because
sector
Tin Man
1
was in the third sector. Here, I'm gonna go on board with him and see if it's still raining over there. Nope. I think it. Does it actually move across the track?
That'd be a cool feature, underrated feature.
I didn't know it was a thing.
And
but
now
it
we're
definitely
seeing
was raining on board with Tin Man.
Seeing lots of outlaps here. Cheesehead, E. Warren, and Motor, they are all coming out here on those intermediates. So they do not think that it looks like there's a bit of a dry line that might be forming, but I don't know, man. It might be too late for this.
You can probably go out with about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it is.
One run in.
It is a short circuit. Obviously, Monaco without the buildings is what all the cool kids call it. Only 2.722 miles. 14 corners around here. But, man, this is a tricky situation. I think it definitely stopped later than what a lot of these guys are banking on. Only a few minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely an interesting situation. We got Ecos Blacks coming to the second sector at the moment.
Yeah, he's up in P2.
He's on a decent lap right now, but he bails out. So I think he must have invalidated.
Oh yeah,
out of
it just popped up. DRS is enabled, so this might be go time. Ecos Blade is not wasting any time. He is out there on the mediums right now. Nope. Ecos Blacks. Maybe did he just lag out?
I have no idea. I think you. Oh man, I think Blade might have come out too soon here. I think if you're gonna try to get a time on the dries, you need to wait till the very last second, which is about 2 minutes left to go and qualify.
Well, let's ride along with him. We'll check and see what the grip looks like for Blade.
None.
Yeah, I mean, he's really tiptoeing around here. Interesting. Do you want to take a guess at what the podium was last season here? Round 13 in Hungary.
Man. Last season, I'm gonna guess Vamu won it.
He did not, but he was on the podium.
Oh man. Blade?
Blade was on the podium. He was P2.
Alright, so I got second and third. Who won those? Oh, probably Mitch Burns.
Yep, they made a medium to soft late safety car call. Electric softs just ran out, and Mitch was able to get by him in the last portion of the race. I think 2 laps to go. Because Blade is half a second up. I think that this is probably a good call now.
Well, it's dry enough, but it's going to be even more dry for the guys who, like Mamu, he's getting ready to start his final climb rather than being halfway through it already.
Blade is on the mediums. He could go for a second.
Good. I think he is. He's not using any ERS at the moment. Australia.
Yep, we're seeing a lot more color on the leaderboard here. But a lot of guys are just sitting in there on those inners. I think they're cool with where they're at. Abood is not going to come back out. Blacks is not going to come back out. I think he might have lagged out. Lopez is also sitting in the pits as well. They might have gone a little bit too far.
I wonder if they want fresh tires.
Could be the case.
Yeah.
Could be the case. Abood is strapped on some sauce, but I think it's going to be too late for him to get out. Insights, he's on an out lap. Who's this? Shelly the Toidle. And actually, no, let's check. Let's check Vamu. He is minus 7.185. Does not give me a purple sector reading though for Vamu. So is it possible that he's not going as fast as Blade, or is that just a glitch? We're about to find out as he rounds turn 14. And across the line, I guess it was just a glitch. 15.937, which does beat AM3's time last night. Shade thrown at those guys. I think Shelly the Turtle's going to come across the line. Rogue actually was next. It's a Ferrari 1-2 as it stands now. Let's see if Shelly can nail this. It's going to be P2, beats Captain Rogue. Who else is coming through? We got Blade up next. And I believe that is Insight behind him.
Yeah, it's Mouth 2 boost pitting.
Nope.
See, both Alphas are done. Maybe a Williams. E. Warren next across the line.
E. Warren next across the line. This is, I believe this is his first race as a legal adult, and he'll be in pretty good position on those medium compound tires. And P3.
So you got Exotic coming out of the final corner instead of Softs. He goes up to P2.
P2 for him. Now it's Inside on the mediums. See if he can bump E. Warren, the current fastest medium runner. Cannot. P6 behind the ECOS Blade, but still a good start for him coming off of his best results of the season. That'll do it, I believe. Vamu, I think, might have got another lap in, but it does not matter. So yet another pole for Vamu Nubel. Didn't get it last week. That was a bood. But here he is. Back on top.
From Exotic though. Just about a 10th between them. So really tight between the soft guys. But then the strategy starts playing in a little bit with the E. Warren Blade and Insight on the mediums. But Blacks and Lopez will get free tire choice to start this race. In the top 10 because their qualifying times was they were on the enters. So you're gonna have a big mix in tires, I think here.
Yep, only 7 were able to come across the line on those slick tires, which means everyone from P8 down will have free choice for the race. Vamu Nubel leads the pack with a 1:15.9. Right behind him, though, is iExotic filling in. He got a podium in Baku as a reserve, and he is kind of he's the super sub here. Shelly the Turtle will be lined up P3, E. Warren, Blade, Insight, Rogue, Abood, Blacks, and Lopez will round out the top 10. Get your predictions in if that's the kind of stuff you're into. If not, Andy, what do you think? What tire would you start on here if you were anyone outside the top 7?
I feel like you got 2 options here strategy-wise, and I think both are viable. Like either way you look at it. Soft to hard. and kind of undercutting on those softs. So just getting the best laps you can out of those softs, putting around lap 5 or 6, and going to the hards until the rain hits at the end of the race. Great option there. It kind of maximizes the most out of that soft stint, which gets you track position, which is really key around a track where you can't pass. The other option, kind of the safer route, but also, I mean, I think this one could really work out, is just going medium, till the rain hits. You won't have to worry about the tire rules in the wet weather. It kind of cancels all that. You don't have to use both tire compounds. So using the best tire that Pirelli is bringing here to the Hungarian Grand Prix, and using it twice, double dipping with the better tire, I think that could definitely compete with that soft-hard strategy.
If it does rain, I believe at any point in the race you can go ahead and get free tire choice. The 2 different compound rule goes out the window. But honestly, would you gamble on that given what we just saw in qualifying? The weather did not come when we thought it would. It was a little bit later.
So it could come earlier.
Could.
For all we know.
Yep.
So yeah, I think either way, you're getting the best out of the tires that you're using. So I think the medium, very well rounded. I think that's probably what, maybe even the medium soft is what those guys from, I think it was Insight, Blade, and Eve Warren. I think we could see the medium soft even. Very aggressive, but it could pay off.
It could, and know a few guys in that mix that could use a pretty good result here, Blade being one of them. This would have been the site of his first win last season if Mitch Burns didn't take it away from him ungracefully at the end of that. Let's check here, get everything pulled up, so we can go into the formation lap. Short one around here, isn't it?
Yep, quite a short one.
There we go. Alright, well, on pole once again, and your cost bet's co-favorite, at plus 450, is Vamu Nubel. Exotic with his best qualifying position of the season. As a reserve in that Aston Martin, he'll be starting P2. Shelly the Turtle, the winningest driver this year. He has got 3 victories in the first 8 rounds. He is in P3. E. Warren with his best starting spot in P4. He's also the first on the mediums, which, as you heard, may or may not be the best strategy. Blade on the mediums behind him. Insight coming off his career best finish last week in P6. Rogue is in P7. Abood, unfamiliar qualifying territory for him. He's in P8. Ecos Blacks will be on the mediums in 9th, as will Lopez in 10th. Ecos Saint, the artist formerly known as Racing Fan, your championship leader, starting outside the points. He's going for the aggressive tire strategy on the softs. Cam Tizzle is in 12th on mediums. He's also intoxicated. Cheesehead, his teammate right next to him, or actually, wait, right behind him, in P13. Deathstorm is starting on the softs in 14th. Motor, the only hard starter, in P15, next to his teammate Tin Man, reserving up from AM3 on the mediums, as does Witche, as does Maltube. So, for the 5 reserves there, down at the back, what do you think? Give me some predictions. Hot shot.
I mean, it is really hard to guess here. The tire strategies are all over the place. Thanks, Flute. Ecos Saint, I like the call, going aggressive on the softs, going to try to get some track position here. I expect him to jump into the top 10. How far, though, we'll have to see.
Well, it should be a wild one from good old Magyarrad, 5 lights, and immediately out. Interesting call from Michael Massey. It looks like someone in an AlphaTauri is moving up the grid really quick, split in the middle. I think that's Cam Tizzle. Oh, someone runs wide.
Whoa.
Someone got pushed on the grass.
Whoa, Blade on the grass.
Someone got pushed wide into the braking zone in turn 1, but for the most part, looks like everybody has made it okay. Tin Man with a super wide line. He's in a battle with Cam Tizzle. Up the hill into the treacherous turn 4. These guys are all close to each other. Then you got Maltube. So far, so good. Don't think we've seen any damage, thankfully. But tight quarters there, as you may or may not expect around this beautiful Iron Curtain facility.
Well, one thing to point out, though, those softs are firing off extremely well compared to the mediums. Ecos Saint and Abood both jumping up several positions there on the start, 3 and 4 respectively, and Deathstorm on the softs as well, up 6 spots.
Oh man, Insight.
Its motor on the hards has spun out of the S's. Terrible call.
Yeah, definitely don't start on that. Not sure. I don't think Insight had damage. I wonder if he had a quick off somewhere early on, because he is down 8 spots.
He's down 4. But
oh god!
Just
oh my god! I'm telling you, dude. Him and Exotic were Jesus Christ. That's a real pain. TGG Abood is going around the outside of turn 1. Gonna have the inside for turn 2 on Shelly the Toidle.
Whoa! Shelly was lagging. I thought he died.
Well, good news, he did not. Ecos Blade is behind these guys, followed by Race Ecos Saint, who is up into P7. We'll check where everybody ends up whenever we get a breather here, but this is a nose to tail so far. It really imperative to get a good start as a driver instead of Lopez. Probably too much curb, probably.
Can't really tell if he's got any damage there. Nope, we are damage free through the grid.
We're damage free through the grid. Is Abood is trying to make a move on E Warren on those medium compound tires. Boy,
that's tough.
And that's Cam Tizzle. Cam Tizzle loses it too. No ghosting here. Lopez will get through. Oh man, yep. Could see that coming. It's just so hard. One little mistake going side by side through those corners, and it is not ideal.
E. Warren just kind of understeered into the McLaren there, but he's letting everyone by at the moment. I know he feels terrible about it. Definitely wasn't malicious at all. Just a simple case of understeer on medium tires right into the McLaren. E. Warren does have a fair amount of wing damage, though. He didn't hit there. I wonder if he was already past the pit entry. But I think he's going to make his way back to Abood, who doesn't have any damage at the moment. Just other than a damaged heart.
Yeah. He got a little bit lucky, I think, not going in nose first. I've had something similar happen to me, and it ripped off my front wing. Thankfully, he went in. Just barely tapped it with his right rear tire, it looked like. Ecos Blacks is on the move. P6 looking on Blade all over the back of him. The top 3 have spread out a little bit. Obviously, Abood and E. Warren there. It has opened this up a bit. Feel bad for E. Warren, though. He had a really good chance to get some good points here, and I think with DRS, Ecos Blacks. This is Ecos on Ecos Crime. Oh, I'm going to have to be careful saying stuff like that. Ecos Blacks gets the move done. Into P5.
Insight was able to hold off from Cheesehead behind him, but Insight's kind of holding up a little train of his own here behind that little group in front of him. But I mean, Vamu, he's checked out. He's gone. He's got his passport. He is checked out from the field. Exotic, Shelly, and Saint, these guys on the softs are going to start coming under pressure, I think, from the mediums. It's about lap 4 to 6 where the mediums start getting better than the softs. So I expect those guys to, at least the medium guys, to start reeling in that gap as the laps wind on.
Yeah, and it's Ecos Blacks is there. He gained just about a second on Blade, just in that final, or just in this past lap itself. Well, Ecos, no, Shelly the Turtle does a good job to get into DRS on Exotic, though. That'll stave off stave off good old-fashioned racing fan for long enough. This is going to get confusing.
We had a bit of a spin there. Lopez, and I think Shelley made a mistake out of turn one.
Might have got on the throttle a little too hard. Really easy to do, and they're going side by side through 3. That is not ideal. And now Shelley, I believe, is forcing the issue here, and he's going to go wide. Oh, I thought he went a lot wider.
Oh wait, it says Ecos Blacks is an 18th. What?
We have a leaderboard glitch here. It looks.
I think it's Blacks. He seems to be lagging all over the place for me, even though he doesn't have a red X or anything.
Hey, we did see him lag out in qualifying. Shelley the Turtle, though, he did lose an extra position there to his teammate when he went a little bit wide through the through turn 4. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe just playing the team game here. Oh, his insight. Oh my god, he just sent an absolute dive bomb on Cheesehead, and he is now parked. Honestly, with nowhere really to go. Lopez here is going to have to be careful. But it's really not the kind of race that Insight was looking for today. It looks like Ecos Blade is going to be getting the move done on Shelley the Turtle. And he is up into the top 5.
Yep, those mediums are firing off now. Exotic falling away. 5.5 seconds to Bamu now. But he's got Saint, who's out of battery, right behind him. And then Ecos Blacks with 70% on the mediums. 2 guys kind of making their way around the track very slowly on the softs. They have no grip at the moment, the 2 soft guys. So Blacks and Blade on the right strategy here. Mediums looking like the best tire at the moment.
Yeah, I was thinking for Ecos Saint, that might be a not ideal strategy call from P11 to be starting on those softs. Well, he's in P3 now, so I guess I was wrong. He is up 8 spots, the biggest mover, at least positive, or in a positive way, aside from E. Warren, who's down 13 spots.
Here's Exotic into the pits, and I think that's the right call. I think this is the lap you'd want to come in. Shelley agrees, so does Deathstorm. Those 3 who started on the softs all in the pits now.
Yep. We've got action here for P2. It is Blacks forcing a way up the inside of turn 1, and he is going to be able to hang that around the outside. Those mediums are just in a way better spot right now compared to the softs.
Well, a good thing for Saint to do now, if he can stick with Blacks through this middle sector, which is going to be tough on his waning softs, but if he can maintain that DRS gap to Blacks, it'll really help open up his race on his medium stint, if that's what he so chooses to go to the rain.
That could be, and it's really hard to tell when that rain's going to be moving in. Just based on looking at the conditions, it's extremely gloomy. I don't see any cloud buildup, so going to be good for a while. I'm just not sure how long. Boot on the comeback tour is back up in a P9 on those 6-lap old softs. He's chasing down Whitjay. But I think Abood might be getting off these. Nope, I'm just going to stay on him for at least another lap.
I think it's, as long as you got DRS on a medium guy in front of you, there is no reason to pit off the softs. But I really like the call from Exotic, Shelley, and Deathstorm to pit when they did. Didn't really have track position on their softs, so I think pitting early, getting undercut, I think that was the way to go for this.
Yep, Abood does get the job done on Whitjay, so obviously still a little bit of life left in those softs for our Lebaneser. Ecos is doing a pretty good job here. Stay in, obviously, outside of the first straightaway. Inside DNF, and that might bring out a safety car, and that might be the best news Vamu Nubel gets all week.
Yeah. Vamu, Saint, Rogue, and Abood all get a huge break here. I think all four of these guys, will be going to the mediums. Really sucks for Exotic, Shelly, and Destrom, who I was just praising earlier for pitting when they did. Kind of get boned here by the safety car. But they're on fresh tires still.
Huh? We had about 9 laps of green flag running to start this off, which is considerably better than what we've seen in the EU races. And they had 5 safety cars in the EU4 race on Monday. But yeah, Vamu's going to be able to come out in the lead. I think Tin Man and Witche doing the right thing here, probably just banking on. Wait, hold up. Dude, this leaderboard keeps messing up.
Yeah, Blacks was held in the pits for me, and he has now jumped back up in the P2 on a fresh set of mediums.
Okay, so that's good news for him. Wasn't he on mediums?
No, he was on a... Oh, wait, he was? Yeah,
he was on mediums.
So he's doing the medium strat I was talking about.
Where did he come from? Is he there? Is he legitimately there?
Yeah. He was in second. He was running down. Von
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. There's just a bunch of ecosys and stuff. It's just very very confusing. To see this ecos Saint
that
does.
Safety car. Sorry to interrupt. That safety car does move. Tin Man and Witch AM3 teammates in the Red Bull. Into third and fourth at the moment. So shout out to those guys making the alternate strategy work here.
Exotic and E Warren have gone with hards. Not sure. I mean, although it is a possibility with rain in the last part of this race, that might be a decent gamble, because sometimes it gets wet, but not wet enough for inters, and then everybody just kind of sliding around. They should be good from here not to pit, as long as they keep it on the track. So we'll see how that plays off. Like we said in the beginning, a real confluence of strategies going on this evening. Because Saint came out behind the 2 Red Bull AM3 teammates. He's in P5. Lopez is back up to P6. He didn't pit, looking for a little bit of track position, maybe another safety car. He could be in a decent shape. Blade in P7. She's heading P8. Exotic, again on those hards, he's in P9. Shelly the Turtle is a pretty big loser and all that. He's in P10. Captain Rogue, I think he just pit again for mediums.
Well, I think he got held up behind his teammate in a double stack, which didn't really help him too much, but he is on a fresh set of mediums. He started on this off.
Motor, our in-race correspondent, obviously, he's just been driving around in last the entire time. He says rain is predicted in 15 minutes from Jeff. So Jeff's saying rain in 15.
Yeah, it'll probably be 30. We know how reliable Jeff is. I don't know. I think rain will be coming shortly. To cover some of the tire wear on the guys who have stayed out, Tin Man and Witch 8 doing really good on their tires. 9 laps on them, only 15% tire wear.
Yeah, we saw. Oh, go ahead.
But Lopez, they're at 30. So much, but he has had a couple of spins on him. But that's pretty much the only difference in tire wear between everyone else on the grid.
Yeah, if you watched the AM3 race last night, Tin Man was the only one that I've seen all week. He legitimately could have pulled off a soft to medium. So he is a king at saving those tires. Valmaneuver leading the boys back around turn 14. When's he gonna go?
He's gone.
No, is he?
Yep, terrible start though, because Blacks, he jumped him.
Didn't do a great job.
Blacks around the outside. Oh, Vamu's gonna squeeze him out.
Vamu's gonna squeeze him out. I think Black's just gonna have to settle here. Let's see if he forces the issue. Does not. Further back, Saint got Witche. Witche.
Black's
defending.
got a run on him. Black's going to the outside of turn 4. Oh,
okay, that
in
might.
front of the field.
Oh,
Oh my god.
oh, we've got Carlos Lopez.
It's chaos. Oh, half the field there all piled.
Oh.
Half the grid is missing the front wing now.
And it doesn't look like Vamu has a ton of damage, even though.
Oh my goodness! Hold the brake, man.
Just get a nice helicopter shot of Witche getting.
Car for half the grid is missing their front wing. Wing damage for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars out of the running 17.
Well, you know, typically you don't go too wide through turn 4, and whenever it's the 2 leaders doing that on a safety car restart, I think we've seen what can happen. Thankfully, no one is out, and with this safety car, everyone will be able to replace that front wing and get back in line, albeit probably not. Well, for half of these guys, probably not in the position that they wanted it to be. But yeah, 19 out of 17 with damage. Following that.
Man, we have multiple double stacks.
Yep.
Both Alfa Romeos, both Alfa Tauris, both Williams. I think both Mercedes. Oh wait, no, only one Mercedes, one Alpine. McLaren. Oh my goodness. Well,
Exotic strapping on the softs there in P6. That is a ballsy call, but I guess he doesn't have anything to lose, does he? If he is just reserving here, looking for a result.
Yeah, I mean, he's win or nothing at this point. He has he can go for that crazy strategy. I don't think. I mean, these tires are maybe gonna get it to lap 20, and I think that's probably when the rain's gonna start at the earliest. So I don't know if this is the call.
Oh, we'll see. Maybe we'll get another safety car. I mean, these two safety cars are really slowing things up.
Yeah.
But Vamu Nubel, as someone pointed out in the chat, Kano points out in the chat, he did not have to pit. So even though he was the one that everybody was bouncing off of, he was just sitting there, stationary on the exit of turn 4. His car, I think, is good. So he stayed out.
Nobody has any other damage. Nobody has any damage like floor, side pod, diffuser, none of that. So everyone is playing at the moment. But if you don't mind, while we got a safety car break, I think I need to go handle some business. So I'll be back momentarily. Point out our sponsors.
Okay, well, big shout out to all of Contest of Speed's sponsors. This safety car is brought to you by Track Racer. And the next safety car is going to be brought to you by NordVPN. Then the rain is going to be brought to you by the finest sim racing wheel and pedal manufacturer on the face of the earth. It's Fanatec. Also SimLabs. Shout out to them as well. But yeah, we were expecting a bit of a wild one here today. 13 laps through under safety car, the second safety car of the evening, and I think it's safe to say that we've gotten a pretty wild one. It was a bit status quo for the first 9 laps, but then we saw Ecos Blacks and Vamu Nubel going side by side for P1 through turn 4. Vamu bounced off of the side pod, spun in front of the entire field, and took out roughly 9 drivers. Thankfully, none of them DNF'd, and we got a safety car, so they could get back in the fight here. But there was a lot of damage going around, and with Contest of Speed's cost caps this season, it was a pricey endeavor. Cam Tizzle says Jeff is still saying 15 minutes. I don't know what Jeff's doing. Yeah.
It's 15 minutes every 15 minutes.
You know what they say, if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes.
So we got a couple guys pitting here for different tires. She said in E1.
Yeah, softs?
Mediums.
Oh, they're going back onto mediums. They might have got that same radio call from Jeff. Jeff's being a little...
wishy-washy.
Yeah, been a little wishy-washy. We're not sure. Now, obviously, he says something slightly different to everyone. But, yeah, a lot of variance in information that these boys are getting here, and the safety car's going for another lap. Hopefully they're able to catch back up. Big shout out to everyone watching right now. Hopefully you're enjoying this. I know I will be once we get back to green flag race, and hopefully it lasts for longer than 4 corners this time. Would be nice.
Yeah, maybe that'll heat as a warning for the guys up front, all 3 ECOS drivers up front.
That's 1, 2, 3.
Not go too wide through corners where you can barely put one car in front of the grid. Because you will be you'll cause chaos.
Yep. Didn't know that Chip Ganassi was running the ECOS boys tonight, but certainly looks like it. I think Shelly the Turtle, the first non-ECOS driver, is in P4. So let's try this again.
Did Shelly just get wing damage? You ran into the back of Blade. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh boy.
He did not get damage. No damage. We're good.
Shelly was commentating last night whenever over half the penalties for the entire AM3 field came under caution, and he's really been talking about that ever since. So that would have been quite ironic. Either way, ECOS Blacks is in control of the field. Looks like he's going to start accelerating out of 14, and I think he might have dropped Saint. That's a good start.
Oh, Blade's going to get Saint here. Got a much better run out of the final corner on the button to the inside for turn 1. And a little later on the brakes.
Around that curbing. Around the curbing. Don't want to trust that. But yeah, Saint's going to hold on there for P2 for now. Let's look back here. Exotic on those softs. He's going to be in P7. He's going to have a chance to get around these guys. Captain Rogue currently holding up his teammate Vamu Nubel. Exotic. Oh boy, I almost had Vamu. Oh, and there goes Vamu. Again. Nearly lost it. That time it was just dirty air. That curb sent him nearly head first into the outside barrier. That would have been not ideal.
The Mercedes AM2 has spun in turn 17. No damage, but he's back going.
And Vamu runs wide. I think those tires are a little spicy at the moment. All the way back to 11. He is dropping.
Oh,
there's Blade.
Blade's out.
Oh, Blade loses it. Oh, Blade loses it through turn 9. Or turn 11, excuse me. Who did 9-11? Turn 11. And Blade he is out of this race.
This is his chance to get back into this championship fight.
Yep. A track where he scored one of his first podiums in Contest of Speed, running in a podium spot. And you know what? That's how I died in the AM1 race last season. So I know exactly how easy that is to do. Unfortunate for Blade. Oh, is that Cheesehead making a move?
Man. He is dropped down the grid. About six spots, it looks like.
I mean, has he picked up some sort of floor damage, perhaps, or something? Yep. Maybe running over a curb wrong? No, it might be the tire temps. He might. I mean, he saw him almost lose it, and then immediately he immediately started dropping back. And Bood now hot on his tail as ECOS Black sets fastest lap of the race with a 1:18.773.
Yeah, I've been on board with him here, and he is fishtailing through every corner. Man, he just about lost it to the middle of the S's there. Just cars, it's on edge. And oh man, yeah.
It's usually what you expect out of Vamu, but
yeah, and I mean this track, normally he'd get a straightaway or something to kind of cool everything off, his tires being the main thing there. But I mean, around here it is constant corner after corner. His car is finally saying no. It's had enough.
Well, his car obviously is not consenting to what Vom is trying to put it through right now. But here's Lopez. He's been all over the back of Tin Man. He's going to go around the outside. Tin Man, goes a little deep. And Lopez does a good job to cut off the nose there, take the air off of Tin Man. I don't think we're going to see a response. Lopez on those softs as well. Exotic.
It's Vamu again. Out of turn 4, and he's collecting Witch-J.
Is Witch-J, and is that Motor as well? Did he get involved in that?
Yep, Motor has wing damage.
He got some of that. Vamu, his safety car again.
Into a safety car. Nobody DNF'd, game. You didn't have to.
Vamu is just on the absolute edge. We'd have to... I don't want to speculate, but I feel like he probably lost that himself in Witch-J.
I think he did,
and Motor got caught up in it, but we don't know for sure. Vamu, I've already gone on a 10-minute diatribe about it, but he's really been struggling since that final restart. This will put... Where'd Blacks go? Is he lagging again?
He's still leading.
No, we got the glitch. So he is leading Ecos Saint, leading Shelly the Turtle, leading Rogue. Not surprising to see a couple of pitters. TTG Abud, the first one. He's kind of been back there all race. Let's see if he's going to throw on... Oh, he has damage as well. So he's going to go for a new front wing as well.
He's the one
a set of softs.
Behind the Ferrari, so that's not... Oh, it started raining. It's drizzling. In the pits, yep, there it is.
Yep, there it is.
Rain is here.
The rain is here, and those soft guys might have just given away a couple of spots.
Vamu went to enters immediately.
Well, that might benefit him. And he's going to need all the winnings from this race to help reimburse the 13 cars damage.
He's going to be getting quite a few bills here after this race, but he needs to be careful on this outlap. You don't want to. I mean, he already has a problem with overheating his tires, and he's doing an outlap on a dry track with wet tires. So. I mean, you gotta take care of him.
Yeah. Might be worth it here, and of course, Blacks. If you're watching, he is in first, but for some reason, he's still showing up as 16th on the leaderboard. Insight says first DNF since I started racing in COS. Happens to the best of us.
Do it, yeah, I mean, this is a track, no shame. Turn 4 kills the best of us. Well, we got a very split decision on whether to pit or not here.
Rogue, Exotic, Cam Tizzle, Deathstorm, Tin Man, Abud going back in, Motor going back in, Witch-J going back in, Maltube's going to follow him. Vamu's already on those inners. Let's actually see where he comes out. This might take a few... It's still not coming down very fast. I don't think... Vamu will get Maltube.
It's not time.
Nope, Vamu's going to get past these guys too. He's going to come up behind Abud.
Which is where he was on track. But I don't know. I mean, if I'm...
It's getting progressively harder.
I mean, because it is heavy rain that is coming. So you would think that the rain's going to be coming sooner rather than later. It'll get progressively heavier over the course of the remaining 15 laps he still got. So I think maybe for a lap or two those guys out front will be fine, but I think the enters are the way to go.
Insight says that's exactly where I crashed, turn 4. I do believe that Andy was making a direct reference to you because we saw you on the stream. But yeah, this is going to be wild. Didn't really think it was going to be this wild or this dramatic, and the fact that we still have 16 cars left in this race, we've somehow hit the over on safety cars, but we still have 16 guys running. So very
the safety
Blacks
cars out here. Yeah, they're all pitting. They're all pitting.
Yep, they're all coming in now, and that is going to put Captain Rogue in the lead.
Hey, I mean, if you're gonna commit, might as well commit. It'll get you some good track position, I guess. So Rogue, Exotic, Cam Tizzle, now your top 3 on track and in the race. No, all different strategies going on here, but
yep, Death Storm up into P4. He's looking for his first podium. Tin Man as well in P5, reserving.
Okay, sorry. That just threw me off. There's a car going backwards in the pits. Black's lagging car was going backwards through the pits. Definitely wasn't doing that, but he is. I mean, it still says he's in 16. This is a great game. And now he's in 11. But extended safety car, our second safety car where we haven't had a DNF as a result of it. Blade wrecked, DNF'd out of this race and didn't get a safety car for it. But that's so odd. Like when the safety car decides to come out, like whether it'll.
Yeah.
We've had it for multiple front wing incidents, but no DNFs, and then we had a DNF and no safety car. But yeah, it is coming in this lap. It is properly raining now. I think inters are the tire of choice. We'll see if it gets to the point of full wets. I think it'll take another safety car, at least for me, if I'm going to pit off of these inters at the end of the race.
Well, it's in this lap, and Captain Rogueway 88 is leading him back to green. He will be the crash test dummy here for the entire field. Has he gone yet? I don't. Yeah, he has. Exotic is right on his tail, though. I'm not sure he really trusted where the traction was on the on turn 14. Looks like a Bood is getting by Tin Man. He got a good jump. Vamu Nubel now is right behind Tin Man. He's going to stick it up the inside of a Bood. I think that might compromise his line enough that Vamu's not going to get a run through here. But good job from all these guys so far as I expel some demons.
Don't speak too soon. We haven't got out of turn 4 yet. Yeah, no.
No, we did. It's E-Warn and Maltube at the back of the pack.
Just the spin?
They clattered wheels coming out of turn 4.
They both don't have damage. They're both still going. We're good.
Yep, that is good news. Exotic blows turn 11.
Whoa.
Insight.
Turn 11 like that.
Insight. That's where Electric Blade lost. He lost it out of turn 11. He nosedived into the inside wall. TTG Boot also gets him. That's going to be Exotic down in to P5. And look at Cam Tizzle up there in turn in P2. Oh, how did he miss? How did he miss the entire field coming down?
What a job to get out of the way of everyone there.
Yeah, he was definitely full throttle right back across the track. A real hero.
Not all heroes wear capes. Bood saved the life of at least 6 drivers coming out of there.
We almost had another one. Now, we haven't had a wet session all season. So this is new territory for a lot of these guys. I don't think we've had it anywhere in AM, on the AM side. To have a really interchangeable track like this for everybody to hopefully get through it. I know a lot of these guys haven't seen rain in a league race before, probably, but doing a good job so far.
We got Tin Man at the moment holding up about 5th through 14th. He's got everyone in a DRS train behind him. The top 4, Captain Rogue, Camp Tizzle, Deathstorm, and Exotic, all kind of getting away from everyone here.
Yeah, what a 14th.
But no DRS in the wet conditions. That would be way too dangerous.
Yeah, Blacks is able to get a move down on Vamu. And now he's
around the outside. On the final corner, Blacks and Tin Man got into it. And that allows all these guys to take advantage of him. Vamu especially breaking free of the train.
Yeah, not sure about that move there with Blacks.
Yeah,
around the outside on exit, he would have had Tin Man. If he just waited a little bit.
Tin Man to the inside of turn 3, and Alfa Romeo is around.
And that is a sudden stop there.
Blacks just kind of bullied Tin Man there, and I don't think it was really necessary.
Abood's finally made it around to the pits. Yeah, and Blacks for a reserve might be being a little too aggressive here this evening.
But Blacks is full time.
Oh, is he?
Well, you know.
Well, I don't know these things.
He is full time in the Red Bull. Abood is on the wet tires.
Oh. Yeah, Abood, he finally got around to it, pitting, but he is on the wet tires, and obviously if you're dead last right now, why not? Why not throw something at the wall? There's 12 laps left here. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's definitely enters. But, oh man, Blacks and Shelley are going at it. The two Red Bulls dueling it out through turn 14 as well.
Oh, didn't they get into it last week? Okay, yeah, Blacks. Sorry, there's so many ECOS people now. It's hard to... Or was it, no, who was an iExotic? There's too many, oh man.
Exotic was in the Red Bull last week.
Okay. Well, Shelley's been seeing a lot of his teammates the past 2 weeks. Like Motor's up in P8 somehow.
How?
I don't know. So we have a yellow.
Nobody's dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Nobody's dead.
I'm not sure what that was for. There's racing fan, I think Saint. Boldly backing off here is Motor.
To talk about him.
Motor must have heard us, and he has just lost it in another safety car. So we are on safety car number 4. This is a late starting race in the first place due to a lobby error, and we might be here all night. It is an hour and 20 minutes past post time for these guys. Obviously, I think stay out if you're.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it still enters. I think to take enters to the end of the race. I don't think it's going to get heavy enough, even though it'll be the heaviest rain the game has to offer. Wets.
Who's that? It's iExotic. It is iExotic.
And I think he's going to wets because there's no reason to pit from these enters to a new set of enters. I think he's going with the heavy wets. I don't think it's time. It definitely doesn't look to be wet conditions. At least to me.
He's the only one now on track because Abood pit again to strap those inners back on.
Yep.
So.
And he just barely kept his car from going a lap down, so he'll be able to get back into this race.
Well, you let
which
the.
Means I got 3 laps under safety car.
Let the. Oh, whoa! Rogue and Cam Tizzle. Cam Tizzle, I believe, has just lost. He only caught the tail end of that. He's lost his right front end plate under safety car.
He has. Yep.
Not entirely sure how that happened or what was going on there, but we kind of saw a reverse angle of Cam Tizzle making contact with Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, that'll teach these guys not to get right up behind one another. You have 10 car lengths to play with under safety car conditions. You don't have to touch their gearbox.
Motor thanks us for his crash. That was all you, man.
I'm not driving the car. All right.
That was all you. Vamu now. I mean, Cam's gonna have to pit. You can't have an in plate missing. I wonder what he puts on if he maybe subscribes to that philosophy that it might start raining a little bit harder. You can jump the gun. Cam Tizzle. Oh my God. Cam Tizzle explains what happened there.
Oh, he's gonna miss. He just about missed the pits.
Cam Tizzle explained what happened under the safety car. He says he was trying to grab his vape. 2022 problems. That's awful. Cam Tizzle still in the hunt for his first podium in contest of speed. Been close a few times, and looks like he probably.
For lung cancer.
I think he just threw it all away to take a hit off that bubblegum flavored mystery smoke.
Cotton candy.
That does move up Deathstorm. He doesn't have a podium yet. Or does he? No. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Italy. Monza, my friend. Monza.
Well, the website, I don't think has a podium marked down for him.
I've talked to this man before. He got a podium.
Okay, so Deathstorm currently sitting all the way down there in P11 in points. This would be a huge upgrade for him and Williams, obviously. Well, I was going to say E. Warren struggled at the start of the race, but he finds himself currently back in P9. So in the points, could be a good day for the Williams crew. But it's looking like a really good day for the Ferrari guys. Vamu now back up into P3 after one of the most...
After killing the field twice.
After, just an absolute Shakespearean misadventure from Vamu Nubel throughout the course of this race. He was up 6 seconds at the time of the first safety car, goes side by side with Blacks on the safety car restart through turn 4, ends up spinning in front of the entire field, causing 9 drivers to get wing damage. Then spins again through turn 4, taking out another 4 drivers. And here he is, damage-free back in P3. What a day! What a day!
Yep. I mean, if he's looking for an exciting race, he's definitely doing it. The rain has picked up a little bit here, so those wets on exotic may come to benefit him here. But I can confirm that Deathstorm did get P3 in the Italian Grand Prix.
See, I was only looking at the little thing where it says wins and podiums, and it didn't have a little tally next to his name. Cam Tizzle's not #not spawn. Blueberry Ice Mr. Fog to be exact. So, that's
Blueberry Ice.
Yes, Mr. Fog. To be exact. So, you know what? Blueberry probably is better than, cotton candy or bubblegum or whatever it is.
Is it?
I don't know, dude. I've never hit one of those things.
I haven't hit a vape, and I feel like that's a little odd for my age range. Like, I feel like you're past the vape.
Oh, for sure.
Train.
Vape train.
Yeah, I pride myself in thinking myself as a man who has not hit a vape.
We go smokeless up in here. Safety car is in this lap. It is Captain Rogue yet again leading these guys to the safety car restart. Going to be 7 laps to go after this. 8. So Rogue really does bunch these boys up.
Oh, Vamu is just stopped. Vamu has stopped. Blacks has passed him.
Did Vamu have a controller die or something? What is... Or is
I
that...
don't know, but, I mean...
Or is he trying to hold up a field for Rogue? Is this some...
Well, why would he do that? I mean, that doesn't... he stopped. He's losing the spot to Blacks. What?
Oh, and the rain is getting extremely heavy here.
Yeah, I wanted to stay on board with Exotic here and see how those wets end up working for him. Oh, we got someone around.
Forest Death Storm!
Storm!
Oh, I think these inners are struggling. Tin Man just about went nose first into him. These inners are not holding up as this rain has gotten heavier. Over the safety car period, Maltube almost loses it. Colton Hurt over here. And let us look here at iExotic. There's so much.
There's
yellow. This is just a yellow for what happened 30 seconds ago. Blank yellow, and these guys are struggling in these conditions. But Captain Rogue has gotten off to a 2-second advantage due to Vamu for some reason just stopping.
Yeah, I have no idea what he was doing there. No reason, no explanation. We'll probably be penalized for some whatever those shenanigans were.
Well, unless perhaps benefit of the doubt, maybe his wheel died or something. I don't know.
Definitely on a pad.
Or maybe his controller died. You know how it happens.
Oh, yeah, Warren's pitting immediately. So he's going to hard.
He says no Moss, and the man that we are watching here is going to be iExotic.
Yeah, only guy on the wets. I mean, prove me wrong, Exotic. I thought the enters were going to be good to the end of the race.
Yeah, it is. It is waterlogged here.
Yep. But see, I don't know. I think now that everyone's kind of sort of getting going,
well, oh god, Ecos Blacks is going around the outside again, it looks like.
Learn your lesson. Oh, man, Lopez almost ate a wall.
Ecos Blacks is in the lead.
Made it work. Made it work.
Maltube picks up a time penalty.
Whoa, Rogue is off. Or is either Blacks cut the corner or Rogue is off. Through the chicane.
Yeah, Rogue's still here on my screen.
Okay. I guess he didn't spin. I'm so confused. Everything is happening. There's so many like little mistakes that you just can't keep up with. Everyone's making mistakes everywhere.
Yep, pretty much everywhere. Non-stop. Blacks is about to cross the line here with close to a second advantage over Rogue. He's definitely acclimatized into the circumstances a lot better. This is lap 30 out of 35 from the Hungaroring. It is not drying off after this, folks. We have a deluge. The deluge at the Danube. Is that the river? Danube. Deluge at the Danube.
Oh, Lopez almost lost it right in front of our wet runner, Exotic, but Exotic slides up his inside into turn 2. He's able to run through those puddles that are forming. The rest of these guys gotta stay away from them. You touch a puddle at high speeds, you'll end up in a wall.
Might be a little deep. Maltube spins, it looks like.
Out of turn 1. It looks like he's going. Oh man, we got Saint in the grass.
Saint is in the grass. Coming out of, yeah, these guys are struggling for grip. iExotic up into P5.
Yeah, Vamu's, man, right in front of these guys, all over the place.
Vamu's bunching everybody up.
He's going around his outside.
That is a wild move from Exotic. And he makes it stick through one of the trickiest corners on the circuit. And look at him. He is just absolutely flying compared to these guys now.
Yeah, I think the inners are still working. But, I mean, the wets just have so much more water displacement. Oh, that's a tough place to make a move. He's got the grip, though. Wow.
He has all the grip in the world.
Shelly's gonna follow him through here on Vamu. The Argentinian clearly not liking the conditions. Man, look at the grip he's got. He's gonna go win this race. If he keeps it on the road, he's already on the back.
We have a slight issue here with Blacks. He's
leading,
but he did pick up a penalty for
what?
Something off track.
Oh yeah, okay, so I wasn't. Oh, Bumby's out. Turn 4. He finally bit the bullet there. It took him long enough.
Oh boy.
And I think we've hit our safety car limit. So.
We're at 4, so another one could theoretically come out, but here's I Exotic chasing down Blacks. These guys cannot hold on to these tires anymore. There's 4 laps to go. They're gonna have to pit.
I can. My observation was correct that someone went off the track and in that chicane. It was Blacks. He overtook. Oh my goodness! What a move from Exotic. Blacks overtook.
Pick up any damage there.
Through the chicane off the track and picked up a 5-second time penalty for it.
Well, but that just popped up like the last lap. It was while I Exotic was making that move on turn 14.
Player 14 is my Red Bull. So Tass says he passed someone while they were yellows.
Interesting internet day for Blacks as well. I guess it should be said. Witchay's gonna have to bite the bullet here. He's on the wets. Ecos Saint now all over the back of the Tin Man. And he's just going to be able to get this done pretty easily. These wets are obviously so much better than the inners, and there's a lot of time left in this race too. So E Warren's oh boy.
That's what my point is going to be. E Warren, he pit the lap after the safety car came back in for a set of wets, and he's going to run down all these guys on enters, I think. Oh, his teammate in front of him, Deathstorm, I think he let him by. Didn't want to hold him up through the S's. He's letting his teammate go. E. Warren, now of legal age, may go come in the behind of all these guys up here.
Yeah, all these older dudes up in front of him. Actually, Abood's probably not that old. But yeah, E. Warren, folks in the chat saying E. Warren is flying right now on those wets, and it certainly looks like it. He's had a topsy-turvy day as well. Now up into P7. These guys are just trying to hang on. Lap 33 here is I Exotic is just absolutely running away with this. The reserve. He's had a podium at Baku earlier this season. Can't commit full time because he's hashtag chasing that bag, and he looks well on the way with the Master Bland. I'm switching to the wets just a little bit earlier than everybody else.
Man, these guys on the enters, they are struggling. Lopez almost spins out coming out of turn 3 up to turn 4. The rain is coming down torrentially.
Yeah, we see like there's no racing line.
See the car in front of whoever I'm on board with.
There's no racing line whatsoever. There are puddles. There are puddles on every part of the circuit right now. This is as wet as it gets. So look at this. There's Abood there. You got streams forming across the track.
Man, we're building a Danube in the racetrack.
The Danube.
Yeah, the Danube. E. Warren gonna make a move here on Lopez inside of the second to last corner.
This is 3 seconds. It is 3 seconds a lap. The wets are pulling out.
And we're coming to the last lap. So can he get up to P2? He does have a penalty. He's got 3 seconds.
Oh, true.
But if these guys in front of him start, tussling a little bit, I mean, we could be looking at an E. Warren podium.
Could be. I mean, if we're talking 3 seconds a lap, it is
He's gotta pass
possible.
them this lap and then get away from them over the course of the lap after that.
And there he is on the horizon coming out of turn 2.
And he's going to have to make an opportunistic pass to do it. He's got to get him through the S's, maybe into the get one into the chicane. He's going to get Cheesehead into the chicane, I think. Nope, not quite the running needed. Oh, he's going for it.
Oh no, he's thrown it away. He's thrown it away, and Shelly is the unfortunate victim there. Looks like he's able to hold on to it.
Yeah, Warren has busted his wing up. He's lost the spot to Saint. And, I mean, racing fan, Saint, whatever his name is now, he can probably get up into
Man, he was probably listening to us. You were hyping him up too much.
You know, oh, and we got Cam Tizzle, who spun. He was on the wets. He spun at the chicane. That knocks him out of the points. But Exotic has started the final lap on the wets. See, we got Saint gonna make a move onto Lopez. Oh my goodness, Lopez has no grip, just about lost it into the McLaren, but he hangs on to it. He lost his spot to Warren, who's back going again, so Warren may be able to salvage P6 out of this. Oh man, a boot's off the track and he's out! He's out. Completely missed turn 1. Just couldn't stop the car, it looked like. Chaos here at Hungary. Everyone is on the wrong tires, with the exception of Exotic. He's now got a 20-second lead just about on the field. He's cruising. He's cruising through third sector. Trying to make it to the line for his first win in contest of speed. I don't know if Kitten died. House fire.
My bad. I think as I was chugging that beer, I might have lifted my mic a little bit too much and muted it. But yeah, Exotic, the bagman himself, comes across the line as yet another AM2 reserve wins. This time at the Hungaroring in treacherous conditions. Now we're going considerably further down the grid to find P2. It is Captain Rogue. Look at this mayhem. Whoa! Ecos Saint just about loses it. I think it's going to be Rogue holding on somehow for P2, and this is Shelly the Turtle with his first non-win podium of the year. Cheesehead comes across in fourth, another consistent, rock-solid performance by him. Ecos Saint.
I wonder where Blacks will fit in and all that. He'll definitely be behind the top 2 of...
Oh yeah, I forgot. Dude, I can't...
So I think he might end up dropping behind E. Warren. So I think that'll be everyone up a spot.
He's going to need an internet reprimand as well.
Yeah, Black's P7. Black's P7.
Oh. We saw it last week with Forward. He won as... Well, I guess he's technically full-time after this week, but he won as a reserve last week for Alfa Romeo. Saw with King David in Baku. He won as a reserve. It's the year of the reserve here in AM2. Cam Tizzle says he doesn't feel bad. He hates this track. Sucks though. Yeah, it does. All for that vape. SMH.
Yep. And that really knocks Cam Tizzle out the points with Blacks. Not being 14th and 3 minutes behind everybody. Man, we gotta wait. We gotta wait another minute. Maybe the race will end when his AI crosses the line.
I'm not sure. Call of the year by iExotic, says Kano. Yeah, absolutely. You're questioning it up here, but clearly the correct move. You have to wait for this timer to run out.
I'm going to get these podium interviews to get the people in the party for the podium.
E. Warren says made the right call, just a little too late. Yep, and I think that penalty would have come back to hurt him regardless, so I wouldn't feel too bad. He got back up to P6, so not the worst thing in the world. Shelley says that the Ferrari boy should be penalized.
Yeah, the safety car start was a little odd, to say the
Fishy.
least. But yeah, I think the only thing E. Warren was late on was the brakes into the chicane on Cheesehead. Just got a little impatient, and
yeah, true.
I think he threw away a podium here, because I think he would have got the 3 seconds he needed to get past Captain Rogue and Shelley.
Hey man, he's a
had he just waited.
He's a young lad. What? Oh, Rogue, can you mute your mic? I'm getting reverb off your mic.
Me or Rogue? What?
It's Rogue.
Oh, okay.
Rogue mic. I'm getting reverb. But yeah, it was definitely a bit of a late call, but he's a young lad, you know. First time league racing in F1. Tricky situation. Things happen. We'll see. No harm, no foul in the end is really just only benefited. Yeah, ECOS Blacks is gonna need a new Wi-Fi system. I guess you can see the results there.
You can go ahead and run through them real quick.
Yeah. Let's go through them one more time. Where did ECOS Blacks finish?
Yeah, Blacks will finish P7. Everyone else will be moved on us.
Okay, so we're doing this on the fly. Exotic with his first contest of speed victory as a reserve, with the call of the season, some people are saying, and I think most would agree with. Captain Rogue finishes P2 in the Ferrari. Shelly the Turtle with his 4th podium on the season. He's in P3. Cheesehead finishes P4. Ecos Saint, new name, no podium for Racing Fan in P5. E. Warren in P6. Decent points day for the Willy Boys. Deathstorm in P7. Lopez had a tumultuous race. He's going to come in P8. Whitjay is in P9, so good run from him to get some points. Cam Tizzle in P10. Oh, wait, hold up. God, Jesus Christ. So and Blacks. Ecos Blacks, dude. This is... You know, just fuck
Blacks
this.
P7, Deathstorm P8, Lopez P9, Whitjay P10. Cam Tizzle, the vape boy himself, does not get it.
Yeah, just fucking run it. This thing's glitched.
But we'll move on to the interviews. Do I got everyone here? I'm missing Shelly. Come on, Shelly. Work with me here. I guess we'll go from front to back. I'm more, I like the back more. But we'll start with Mr. Exotic. Super Sub himself made the strategy call of this season. Many are calling it. Going to the wets there under the safety car in anticipation for the rain coming to get you, and yeah, you won this race by 20 seconds. So congratulations. Anything you really want to point out to that race? Seemed like a hectic one from our view. So I kind of have. I'm out of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just tried to stay clean, avoid incidents. I almost got caught up in whatever happened to Tavamu early in the race, where he got spun, and pretty much everyone from like P5 back was in the pits.
Yes.
And I just happened to be in the front of that, because I think originally I completely forgot it was gonna rain, and I went ARDS, and I was like, and then Jeff said something about rain in like 5 minutes under safety car. I was like, oh, well, I'm screwed. But it ended up, we get another safety car, so I went softs, and I was like, I'm just going to take these to the rain, and kind of just stayed with the pack, and then came down to that last one, the last safety car, where I knew as soon as we got a safety car, my first reaction was going to go for wets, because I was in a league race in Brazil about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the exact same situation happened, and I didn't pit for wets, and I got beat by 20 seconds. So,
there you go.
Learned from past experience, so.
Yeah, it turns out losing, you learn your best lessons. Translated well here in contest of speed. First AM2 win. First contest speed win. Second podium. You gonna be able to race more? Or you still a bag chaser?
I am still bag chasing, so I hope.
Ah, man, my heart.
Quit your job.
I know I'm gonna miss next week for sure.
Ah,
Hoping to be there. I think what is it? I think Japan maybe after. It's Japan.
Japan or Mexico, one of the two.
Something
Season's
like that, yeah.
winding down for sure. Anytime we can get a chance to get exotic in a race car, though, we love to see it. Congratulations on winning the hectic Hungarian Grand Prix here in AM2, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll move on to Captain Rogue with the wildest teammate on the grid.
Hello.
You managed to steal a P2 out of here on the intermediates on a full wet racetrack. You held on there.
Yeah, that was
Crazy race.
Yeah, it was a little dicey. First of all, congratulations to iToxic. That was a tremendous drive. I tried my best to hold you back, but really it was no contest, so I had to let you pass and just let that lesson settle in. Like you say, losing is when you learn the most. But besides that, I mean, just got a pretty clean start. Didn't really make too many positions and just avoided the incidents somehow. It seemed like that first restart, there were like 2 or 3 incidents all within a sector or 2 of each other. So it was pretty nuts.
Your teammate kind of like wrecked the field twice in turn 4, and it seemed like you were the only benefactor. So Ferrari master plan, as they say.
I had nothing to do with that, and we weren't planning anything over the radio. So
They need to try that in real life.
Yeah, I mean, just Carlos Sainz, he's really good at spinning out, but can he take out 19 cars while doing it? That
Or
is
just
the real
himself.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but great race under changing conditions and with not much practice. I surprised myself today. See what we can do. next week.
I mean, that's how you do it. Stay clean on AM Tuesdays, and you will get an AM2 podium. Captain Rogue showed you all how to do it, and he'll be back next week to do it again, hopefully. Congratulations. We'll move on to P3. Shelly the Turtle. Again, on the intermediates on a wet track. How dicey was it out there?
How dicey was it? Dicey, pretty dicey.
Pretty dicey?
Yeah, I almost lost it twice. Yeah, I kept it going, kept her going. Had a couple people spin in front of me. That was fun. When Vaughn was spun, I kind of tic-tac-toe to the field that first time, and I didn't get wing damage all race, so I'm happy with the P3.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed that one. Over half
Yep.
the grid had wing damage at some point during this one. But you just kept chugging along. Kind of got screwed a little bit in terms of track position at the beginning of the race. When that first safety car came out, you had already pit for the medium tires and was taking it to the end, or at least to the rain. Safety car came out, kind of got you stuck in the back of the pack. Luckily, the spinning Ferrari kind of cleared all the traffic for you. Made your way back through the field. Held on the intermediates. You kind of looked like the fastest car on the intermediates, even though the track was wet. Obviously couldn't keep up with the guys on the wets, but I think you salvaged some good points there. Clawing into the gap for the championship for AM2. I think made up a little bit of points. Racing Fan, or Ecos Saint, finished P5, so I think that's... made it me 5 points? 5 points?
So we're down to what? What is that?
We got 5 races left, something like that. So
Right.
got a lot of work to do, but I think it definitely can be done. Congratulations on your P3, Shelly the Turtle.
Thank you, Andy Will.
We will move this on to Kitten to close her out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 5 Busch Lights later, and, I feel a lot older. I can't imagine what it must be like to be one of these drivers out there tonight. Craziest weather we've seen, probably by about 200 times. I haven't seen a whole lot of rain this year. Maybe God should make it rain a little more often on the days the contest of speed races in whatever country we are in. But nonetheless, just an observation. We'll be in France next week. Hopefully you guys are ready for that. That'll be a barn burner, I'm sure. As usual, that one it was replacing, I believe. Oh yeah, that was the one that replaced Sachi in the fan vote. So yeah, shout to Russia. Not. Yeah. Big shot to iExotic. First win in contest of speed with one of the ballsiest strategy calls you'll see pay off all year. In P2, Captain Rogue, his second podium of the season. Shelley with his 4th in P3. I think that just about does it, doesn't it? So, for Andy Wu, I'm kidding. And we'll see you next week at Paul Ricard.